playoff, Fiji against New Zealand. So often finalists all over the world. They last met in London in May of this year in a cup semi-final. Fiji lost by 12-10, but the previous month in Tokyo, Fiji won again by just the one solitary score, and on that occasion it was 17-12. So not much to choose between these sides. Gordon Tietjens has brought in some new faces, or old faces perhaps, back into the squad. Fiji on this occasion, Jone Ngoro, wearing 10, comes into the starting lineup along with number 12 Wakan Tambu. The speedster is Tuai. Kolinisau is the captain for New Zealand, while Gordon Tietjens has left Vaka and Kaka on the bench. Mickelson moves out to the back line, and I suspect, Willie Lowe say, that Joe Webber will be the first receiver on this occasion.
Yeah, well, he's got options there, because he could either play Declan O'Donnell at the halfback position, or Joe Webber. So Mickelson probably will be the first receiver. They'll use Declan, and then out wide will be obviously the pace of Kurt Baker.
Well, that's the versatility of Tim Mickelson, the 13-14 player of the year. He can play it forward, he can play amongst the back line. So here come the teams then, and the ball is set down on the halfway line, and that centre spot is claimed by the Fijians, and you can see the messages, the religious messages that they seek inspiration from on their armbands. Just that one blot on their record in Dubai this weekend, where they lost by 29-24 to Australia, to a resurgent Australian side. Kurt Baker back in the sides, and their confirmation as well of the final scoreline of New Zealand against South Africa. And it's a South African we have in charge here, young Marius van der Westhuizen. 69th match in charge. The young referee making his way in the refereeing world. The World Series record, well, there's not much in it, is there? 730 played by Fiji, 740 played by New Zealand. They've locked horns so often on the world stage and have graced many a final. 3 times here in Dubai, along with 4 semi-final clashes. And we well remember the superlative effort from Fiji in the semi-final last year, where they put a record 44 points on New Zealand and stunned everybody, not least Gordon Tietjens himself, Sir Gordon Tietjens. And New Zealand will look to bounce back from that whitewash at the hands of South Africa. The question is, we know the attacking prowess of Fiji, and we know also of their defensive frailties, and they will have seen that a game played by South Africa. They contested and won the contest at the breakdown against New Zealand. So an enthralling contest in prospect. 7 minutes each way. The first chance then falls to New Zealand, and that is Scott Curry. Let's have another look at that one.
He's bounced it.
Are you happy that it's... We should check.
Local assistant referees, but we'll go to the referee video review. That's what we call it. No television match official here. So it's up to Marius van der Westhuizen. Can't see any problem with that. Good effort from Scott Curry, reaching out.
Okay.
He's lost it.
Just hold on. It's no try.
No try.
I just want to check the foul play against 5 white.
Checking foul play. Well, that was a close call.
And it was against 5 white, and it was on the other side where DJ Forbes was actually tackled without the ball. But the assistant referee on that side has said that it was nothing in it, and so let's just play on.
I was convinced that his hand was on the ball. But there we are. So the chance goes back.
Crouch.
So on though. If they can shove Fiji off the ball here. Good effort, but it's out quickly from Tuai. 2 Fijians giving chase. Tuai himself, along with Osea Kolinisau, the captain, looking to put pressure on Declan O'Donnell here. New Zealand have done well. Forbes to Mickelson. A kick downfield. We don't often see New Zealand kick. Backing himself is Tim Mickelson. This is dangerous for Fiji. Jasavere Malua it was.
He's carried it back as well, because he kicked it thinking that he might be able to actually scoop it. The chase from Mickelson was brilliant. There you go. You can see he's carried that back. And so New Zealand have got very good attacking opportunity. Mickelson looks like he wants to play halfback, but I'm not too sure whether they're going to give him the ball. And so Weber will come into that position. Mickelson at first receiver. Baker in the midfield, and out wide is Declan O'Donnell.
So Tim Mickelson out on his own here on the narrow side, and we saw there Weber just having a quick word and shielding the message. The use of the ball now, lovely, neat to switch to Mickelson into midfield. This looks better from New Zealand. Kurt Baker. Huge smile on the face of Kurt Baker, and that's eased the tension somewhat. 73rd try for Kurt Baker in his career.
Look at this, it's Tim Mickelson rather, that comes across from the right-hand side. We've got a 17th team here in Dubai, and Phil Mickelson's playing in it. But Tim came running back on that angle. A lovely delivery to Kurt Baker, who just had to go through the gap. First blood to New Zealand.
Kurt Baker made his debut here in Dubai 6 years ago, and he's been recalled into the side by Gordon Chitchens. And he's repaid his coach with the first try in this third and fourth playoff. Here's the call from young Joe Weber. Taken cleanly by Semi Kunatani. The captain. And an inspiration for Fiji this weekend. Although Ben Ryan has not been happy with his charges. Snapped up. Lost forward though.
Been good, hasn't he? Tuwai, Jerry Tuwai getting involved on a couple of occasions there. The red tights underneath the pants there. He's so small, and he does look a lot like Kalini Sal when he breaks away. Just losing the ball forward there, the little halfback.
Gordon Chitchens sitting a little uneasy on his coaching seat there. Pressure being applied. Oh, and a slip as well by a New Zealand player. The bounce is kind, and Fiji are back on terms. The ever alert Isaki Katonimbao.
It's all about opportunities in the sport of sevens, and you've got to be in the right place at the right time. A little bit of luck, but also the bounce of the ball. And here it is. The ball's there. Weber couldn't get it. O'Donnell had fallen over, and look at this bounce up beautifully. Just waited. That's the lovely thing about the Fijians, that they're so patient when they see the ball rotating, and it will bounce up.
That's just the ticket from the Nandroga policeman. Isika Katonimbao draws the scores level, and the conversion is good. 7-5, Fiji lead. Fiji will stay in the top four, whatever happens in this third and fourth playoff. Depending on the fortunes of South Africa in the playoff, they could, in the final, they could be out on their own. Well, they will climb surely to the top four, and again dependent on how Australia fare in the final, whether they will be in third or fourth position. Kalini battling away, the captains locking horns there. DJ Forbes under Seo Kalini, Katonimbao, lovely step. Now then, where's the support? New Zealand caught offside.
Yeah, one thing they might want to have a look at is actually the hand of Katonimbao. Yeah, Weber took a little bit of a hit there, shakes the head.
Fiji through Kunatani.
Mickelson's taken the boot and the penalty. Now they carry on with it.
Wangatambu to Kolinisau on and Tuwai was there. This is Kunatani again, a little chip through. New Zealand have to be alert here. Was he tackled off the ball? Let's see what the referee says quickly. Marius Vendervestesen had his hand in the air. The pressure being applied, and it's paid off for Fiji once again. Semi Kunatani.
From Yamathea Club in Nandi, he grubbers it through. Weber comes across because he's a sweeper. And is this early contact? No, it's not. No problem, but the ball has gone backwards. And he just falls on it, Kunatani, for his fourth try here in Dubai.
Kolenisau. Extend the lead. Drifts wide of the upright. The hooter has blown for half-time, and Fiji have come back and lead New Zealand by 12-5 in the third and fourth playoff.
Yeah, Gordon Titchens wasn't happy with New Zealand in the way that they were quite passive against South Africa. They started well, and they've fallen back into bad habits. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Patience. So if you want to keep pulling out, just wait for your opportunity, no problem, yeah? We don't always have to just go for it first time. We want to pull out. It looks like they want to play in our half, so that's why they were kicking. But when we get another score up, they'll start chasing. No problem. Their kick-off, all we've got to do is do Jessa. When they went over here the first half defending, you were talking, I could see it. It was awesome. Just do the same.
Make sure, Joe, that we're not too deep for the kick. You guys right, you okay? Come on, we started really well, then we just dropped off. No mistakes, we're straight back into it. Come on, a bit more composure. Get in there, make the tackle. Touch it a bit, boys.
Yeah, complete change approach there from Ben Ryan to what he had to say in the Cup semi-final.
Comes down to who wants it more. When, you know, it's the sixth match, they'll be disappointed, and you've got to pick yourself up because there's no point crying over spilt milk. They're not in the Cup final. This is third and fourth, and you want the points, and you want the pride as well. The psychological advantage of heading to Port Elizabeth, knowing that you've actually beaten Fiji in Dubai.
Joe Webber. 2 World Sonics titles in Japan. Former New Zealand under-20s player, just 21 years of age. This is Kurt Baker. So New Zealand get to restart. Out on the full, so back they come to halfway for the free kick. Advantage Fiji. This is just what Ben Ryan would have hoped for. Oh, not that though. Oh, I thought he'd lost it. Brilliant chasing from Osea Kolenisau, the captain. What a try that was.
Captain courageous. He sprinted up to the halfway mark because he knew that he had the penalty. It wasn't the conventional tap because it went forward, but it bounced up. He kicked again over the head of the sweeper, controlled it beautifully. Try time for Fiji.
What did Ben Ryan say? One more score and they'll be chasing the game.
There.
I thought he touched it, but no. And he's caught New Zealand napping here. Sprinting for the line. Kolenisau, a captain's try.
That is not easy to do. 109 tries, most points this season. 109 points, that is, rather. We know how many tries he has scored. His fourth here in Dubai. 75 to his name.
Yeah, he came into this tournament on the back of being the top point scorer after the Gold Coast tournament in Australia in October. New Zealand chasing the game, 5th on the Gold Coast, 3rd here. Last year, 6 times Dubai champions, chasing the game now, 2 scores down. But they will get the penalty here.
You've got to get physical against Fiji. If you're passive, if you're just prepared to move the ball around, you're playing into their hands. You've got to get physical with them. You've got to take them on and commit them to the ball.
Webber to DJ Forbes on the angle. Gets support from Declan O'Donnell. Get out of my way, he says to Osea Kolenisau. And it's great to see how Fiji are contesting the breakdown, although they're not getting the rub of the green every time, perhaps.
A little bit of ill discipline too. That's where they start to lose their discipline, is because when you're physical against them, they get aggressive and they have moments of madness.
Well, that's an interesting statistic, isn't it? New Zealand having given the ball away 9 times to Fiji's 6. And they conjure up a score here. Declan O'Donnell charges downfield, takes on the Fijian defence. That's Sam Dixon, the long floated pass into midfield. Kurt Baker unceremoniously dumped. Lovely footwork here from Declan O'Donnell. We've seen that footwork before on the 7's circuit. Another recalled player. DJ Forbes wants to get on with play here. Kurt Baker, New Zealand, wanting to strike back, but Fiji have it once more. New Zealand lose possession, and the strike runners are lining up here. Kolinisau once again, and this is Apisalome, Wan Katambo, Katonimbao, on to Jerry Tuai. There he is, a little magician, but he needs some big guys to come and help him out here. That was Semi Kunatani. Again, it's the kick through. Was the player impeded? Was Ngoro impeded? No, he wasn't. So play on, says referee van der Westhuizen. And New Zealand back on their own try line. A few seconds ago, they were knocking on the door down the other end of the park. It's a long way down. Sam Dixon, Mickelson, what can he do? So often the inspiration for New Zealand, turning on his axis, and away he goes up to halfway. So difficult to pull to ground. But Fiji have done well.
Brilliant passage of play that, both sides. It was exhausting. And end-to-end stuff. Now Kaku and a few more changes come on, but the crucial turnover for New Zealand inside the 22 of Fiji really cost them just when they were starting to get some momentum as well.
I see some of the New Zealand players blowing hard. It was a tough semi-final against South Africa. It was a very physical encounter. And it suggests that the final itself will be equally bruising. Australia and South Africa.
Uncharacteristic mistakes as well, when you don't often see that man on screen, Tim Mickelson, lose the ball in contact like he did. And that's just the pressure that Fiji are putting on them.
Gordon Teacher's taking off for DJ Forbes, Declan O'Donnell and Tim Mickelson. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Fiji lead New Zealand 19-5. Fiji aiming to stay on top of the series table, and again it's that little speculative kick downfield. The bounce is not kind for New Zealand. With this is the replacement, Murphy Taramai. Again, he spilt ball, snapped up by Sambaka. Gillis Kaka is on for New Zealand as well. Grappling with him is Vatemo Ravuvu. Fiji won it.
Yes, they have, through Kunatani staying on his feet.
And Rocco is on now for Fiji. The enigmatic in the Sonny Rocco. And this is Jasa Verimalua, just tipped up there by Sam Dixon. But Fiji come again down the narrow side through that 5-meter corridor on the far side. Rocco into the wide open spaces. Fiji on song here. Kolinisau. He's got support from Nasila Sila.
End-to-end stuff. That's how 7's should be played. New Zealand have possession, but they're going to have to go 78 metres to score, and they're going to have to do it within the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, Ben Ryan wanting to keep his men on their toes here. He's won the Dubai title with England. He's won with Fiji. Barking the instructions as he waits perhaps to bring on reinforcements, but New Zealand have it. Just over a minute remaining, and New Zealand need 3 scores to win this one. Highly unlikely, but you never know. That's Ambrose Curtis. It's been a brilliant performance from the Fiji, and this could well be it. Nasoni Rocco cuts back inside. The final pass to number 7, Timo Ravuvu. And that seals the 3rd place for Fiji, which should mean that they stay on top of the HSBC World 7 Series after 2 tournaments. Gold Coast, where they were the winners, and here in Dubai.
Here's the turnover, and look at that. Kolinisau, the captain, he got it and he stole it. It came back to Rocco, and then a lovely infield pass there to Rauvovo. Put it beyond doubt. Fiji disappointed to not be in the cup, but they've come back in the 3rd and 4th place And they will leave with valuable points.
Well, they were challenged by Ben Ryan prior to the beginning of the season to aim at a target of 150 points over the season. They're still on target despite a third-place finish here, finishing third or better in all the tournaments, and they will be at the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016. And I can bet your bottom dollar, Willie, that many of these supporters will be in Rio as well, adding to the carnival atmosphere. 26-5, and we've reached full time here in the third and fourth of playoff. New Zealand still battling away. They were nilled by South Africa in the semi-final. Just the one try here which gave them some hope. But Fiji have regrouped following their narrow loss after extra time to Australia. Will New Zealand get the final word? Sam Vaka bundled to the ground. Fiji not back the mandatory 10 metres. We're into referee time here. It's all over. Fiji have claimed this one.
Yeah, they're playing for pride though. They want to make sure they can score another try on New Zealand.
And New Zealand, well, they finished 5th on the Gold Coast. They're going to finish 4th here in Dubai. And they've secured some valuable points which should elevate them to the top 4. Whether they'll be 3rd or 4th depends on how Australia fare in the final, yet to come, and that promises to be yet another corker of a match. But New Zealand will have the final word through Ambrose Curtis, round under the post.
Too little, too late for New Zealand. The psychological advantage of actually finishing the game stronger than Fiji, but on the scoreboard it still shows that they were defeated by 16 points. Here's the final pass from Sherwin Stowers. They had the players out there. They were just beaten up early in this match and they never recovered.
The conversion is successful, and Fiji will march on to the Gold Coast to Port Elizabeth in South Africa in confident mood. They've recovered following the defeat to Australia earlier on today, and they have secured a rare victory over New Zealand, and a full-time score which reached Fiji 26, New Zealand 12.
Aussie are obviously very tired, but what does this win mean to you?
It means a lot because we are racing for the Olympic qualifier, and the series after we lost to Australia, we were disappointed, but then we went ahead and talked about it. We say it's not over. This is a series. We have to get up and fight for points.
How tough was it to get up after that semi-final disappointment?
It was really tough because we had one leg in the final, then we just gave it to Australia. But we went, like I said, the coach came and told us that it wasn't all about Dubai, it was about the Olympic qualifier. So that's why we came out and fight.
Yeah, it was a very physical game though against New Zealand, wasn't it?
It's always physical against Fiji, and New Zealand, you always expect fireworks when they meet.
Well, good luck. You deserve that win, and good luck for Port Elizabeth, eh?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Carlton Honor there with Osea Kolinisau. We congratulate Fiji. Yeah, Osea Kolinisau confirming what Ben Ryan had told his men prior to this match and after the defeat to Australia. This series is a marathon, not a sprint. So coming up then, it's the final between Australia and South Africa. And your commentators for this one, Greg Clark